Oh, that's the money. Oh, yeah, but we open that up since I'm here.
Okay, the live on YouTube, we have 7:15.
Where's Jeff?
He may have made it mad, he may not be showing up. I don't know where he's at. What is it, building property? Well, let's get on. So Jamie, how are you?
You ever got caught up in these? Where'd I see it was? Commode.
Come on.
On the side of the road. Oh, it might be.
Good. You
You said, did you say?
not bad, not really live.
But you meant you just didn't appear.
I'm sure we've got a bunch of people watching this stuff.
Oh, Jeff's coming. I hate to start. I guess we'll go ahead and start. Meeting of the Property and Building Committee, 7/15, February the 15th. Morning, sir. I know the first item of business we're gonna talk about, since we got Dennis here, is the leakage at the health department wall that we repaired. We thought we repaired, what, 2 years ago? Or 3? We had it dug out and tile and gravel. The wall wasn't sealed because we were told there was no need for it, because that other would pretty much take care of it. And we're having the same problem. Do you know if it's leaking from under the floor, or if it's leaking through the wall by any chance?
I still think it's coming in at low of the wall. But most of it is the front side of it, and then where if you drove by, you'll see it's kind of half moon there on that corner. Very back side down there where the downspout we put in and buried it, I didn't see water back there, but just in the front section.
Is your water still coming out of the tile when it rains, or out of the drain, or?
It does.
But I don't guess,
That corner where there was a sump pump put in, every how many years ago. So I don't know if it's coming up, then coming through the wall, ground level up, it was coming down. That's the reason I thought it needed that rubber membrane broke on it while it was opened up. But that's still the area in which it's coming in.
I guess no matter what, we need to get some prices on repairing.
I don't know if they're wanting to pay for it, because the text I sent you was saying it needs names, and it didn't say about us. And why would they need names unless they're looking at it?
Oh, okay, so Matt,
You might want to talk to him to find out.
okay. And we might talk to who repaired it before and all.
That's been long enough, there's no recourse, I don't think.
Not when you did seal the wall.
I mean, there's no recourse, they said they'd stop it, there's no recourse. It's over a year, that's construction, that's long it is. We just have to fix it. Or, fix it.
Just need to get some 3 prices, Judge. I'll talk to Matt.
Agreed. And I'll ask y'all, and y'all probably know, does anybody got experience in boards you see advertised on TV all the time? I mean, we're not gonna get involved with that.
Yeah.
Your basements.
Yeah,
Y'all ever?
I've never had any.
All right.
Yeah. Be dry.
Be dry.
They ain't camp.
Yep,
Are they?
it's very expensive.
Nashville or something. I think, and then there's two of them. Well, one of them just maybe repairs foundation. I see that one too. But, okay, so we'll just,
The health department's gonna see about that then.
yeah, I'll contact Matt. See what he says about that. I'm gonna skip the next just real quick, because Dennis, I need to ask him about this courthouse real quick, then that way he can still stay. But my understanding, the front porch is leaking on,
It's a shame.
and it's a shingle roof, and, it's coming in maybe against,
He said it's getting up underneath the shingle, there's several meshes. I don't see that, but anyway, it's getting up under it and coming out and going in behind the gutter, then coming out around the new base that he put on.
and if we get, I guess we need to get with,
That Frankfurt, but okay.
right, but the Renaissance people I think we need to replace it with metal like the rest of it instead of shingles. I mean, shingles aren't historic anyway. I mean, the metal would be a lifetime. I mean, if we run it by them, if it's okay with them, we could put the same metal on it that we put on the sides and,
I don't think you can order them shingles, ain't those a big fancy design,
No,
these regular shingles? Yeah.
that would be, hopefully our lifetime fix. And, but, so with that said, we still had to get, I guess, 3 prices on that for doing that roof. It's just the front roof, right? And it'll need to be flashed and everything to keep it. And I need to check with is that the Downtown Renaissance? Is that what it is? Good. The store. And see if they'll be good with that, then we'll go from there. Next thing is the West Main Street building plans. I'll let Judge take over. Yeah, I got it on my computer.
As promised, Jim's here this morning. Jim's been working with the architect to make sure everything is up to code, egresses, fire escapes, things like that. You know, so while Jim came this morning, but we had to make a few corrections that weren't correct, and he's working with the architect to change those. And they have a lot to do with your fire escapes and stuff, correct, Jim? I think he wanted to address the electrical a little bit too.
Yeah, we had to have handicap accessibility in restrooms, at least half the restrooms. So the first plan, they didn't show the 5-foot radius required to turn the wheelchair around. In the restroom on the main level, on the left side, I guess that's a break room that it's close to. Now they show that the door entering from the hallway, they took space from somewhere, made it handicap accessible. The one in the back, since it's to a private office, doesn't have to be. I was able to let them keep the exit on the right side of the building. The travel distance has to be 75 feet or less, and it was 75 on the dot. The only thing that I saw yesterday on the new plan it's not wrong, it's just not noted, is the size of the windows in the apartment on the second level. Because, it has to be egress windows like any new house built. It has to be 5.7 square foot, no, not 24 by 20, which is typically like a 3050 standard double hung window. I mentioned it to him on the phone probably last Wednesday or Thursday, and he was aware of the egress requirement, but he didn't want a double hung window as far as the look that they were going. My caution would be to make sure that there is a note on here that says egress requirements shall be met. in the, on the second floor. That way, we're not telling them anything about what style. We're not telling them anything about exactly what size, but they need to figure based on the look that they're going for. If they frame in something that's gonna meet egress requirements. But right now, it really doesn't say anything, it just shows them. So that would be my recommendation, is just have them specify what size window they intend to use and then meets egress. Other than that, I think we got most everything took care of. My other caution, and I was hoping to be able to do it yesterday, but we need to meet with, Denver Charter, because of where that building's located, field behind. Everything on that side of the street has been a nightmare to feed with power. So I wanna know before we get started, so we can make, a plan if we have to. I wanna know where they intend to set the pole, where the transformer is gonna be, because that's gonna determine where our panel can be located on both levels, and where the meter bases can be located. Because if they say, hey, we're going on the right side of the building, and there's no place for us to locate the meter or the panels, it just needs to be coordinated. That way, if a chase needs to be put in, we gotta chase. But to come up with the building built and then be faced with an obstacle when we don't have to be, it'd be ideal to get with them and just hear what they intend on. Because the way the prices are right now with electrical material, we don't need to go any further required than what we have to, so I'm just saying, need to think about it ahead of time.
And there's a pole that sits right there, that little grassy area, we'll pull that building down. So they're gonna need to pull up on our lot to replace that pole. We and I have talked about that. And that may be where they'll set their transformer. That's only 16 feet from the structure. So they're gonna replace that pole while the building's down. That's really the only way they can get into it,
Did they say they were gonna replace it?
replace the pole. Yeah, because the pole it's an older.
But they intend on leaving it?
Yes. Yes.
So that's where the transformer could be.
Which means that's the side of the building where our meter bases and stuff are gonna have to go. Because we can't cross over the roof, we can't, what I'm saying? Wherever that pole is, we're gonna be right there close with our service meters. And that being the case, can we locate the panels on the backside, or because of where it is that mean we're gonna have to buy expensive disconnects to go outside and then pay for the wire to go all the way, it's just it's something needs to be looked at. And I don't mind going over there and meeting them.
You have to plan for some type of service room right there on that back corner, then we need to access it.
Possibly, my vision is to have a 2-gang meter base outside. 1 meter for the child support office, and then with a breaker beside it, another meter for the upstairs with a breaker beside it. So you can actually leave and expose it on the side of the building to go up into the second level, but hopefully to go straight through from the back of the meter and put the panel probably in that back right-hand corner office. There's no problem with the panel being located there, and you wouldn't have to have a mechanical room. But my question was, again, like you're saying, I don't see mechanical room, I don't see where the furnace is gonna be located, I don't see There's nothing wrong with a panel hole in the office, but all it does show is the panel in the back, in the back corner.
Gonna have to have some
Yeah.
water here.
I would still say put the panel immediately behind weekdays. It ain't gonna hurt in that office. Because it's just that, once you penetrate the building, that you have to go immediately to the panel. If you don't, we're buying an expensive discount. And we're also paying for the wire from that point to the panel where it's directly behind the meter. And we got a 4-foot piece of wire.
Guess before we get too far, too, is, I think I spoke to you about this earlier, and I can't remember for sure. Are we sure that we can't locate this, like if we get the new Justice Center, we can't put it in old courthouse? This, the county attorney's office and the child support office together. I mean, we have room. I mean, I'm just figure we're gonna have this large building that, you know, I know we're gonna, got some, we're gonna have to, you know, possibly move some of the offices over there, but is that even been, Catherine, I don't know if it's,
What they're gonna gain over there, storage space that they don't have. So, load up with more entities coming in.
do what,
Storage space, they're out of storage space here. Once you don't bring in a bunch more entities into the building, possibly gonna have more ample storage space for all the offices that's in that building.
but then, I don't know if we've made any plans for this building, if we moved it,
We have, I've laid that out several times.
yeah, about rent or,
Yeah, I think one of the things we look at is, once the child support office is built, the state starts paying for that. And once that's paid for, that will be a revenue stream for the county. Like Dennis said, we are out of storage here. I know Alina's busting at the seams. You know, you take look at the circuit clerk's office there, that's ideal for her. That is doubling her space for her folks. They have laws, which they have to have records. I don't know, I just look at it as building it and state paying for it.
I guess that would be one thing too, if we, after we get some prices on it and see how that compares to what we're paying, what the payments would be compared to what we're paying rent. And, you know, if it's gonna pay for itself, you know, it makes a lot more sense. If it, you know, what the, we're having, the state's paying for the building over there now. But of course, we won't know that till we get some prices. And I know we were talking about, if we did this, maybe just leaving the upstairs empty now and not finishing it until we see, you know. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with getting prices. That's not gonna cost anything, I guess, if we do these other quirks. What are the other members?
Chairman, if somebody, Jim's got to, we have to get pricing on electrical EPB. My understanding, we have to get, see what it's gonna cost to do that.
Well, not necessarily pricing, but just getting with them to understand that we're on the same page about where they're gonna serve it.
And get with the architect, Jim, have you spoken with architects and all about this? So does this have to be amended, this plan here, have to be amended to show the things that you just mentioned?
At the moment, it's all architectural basically that we've got. As far as amendment, I wouldn't think so, no. I mean, the amendment would be showing, yeah, it would be showing the window size. Or at least noting it in the note.
It's all-
But we have spoken about it, you're right, yep, you're right, gotta get that size window in there, we'll make sure that we do it. But it's not clearly noted that that's what they're gonna do, so, I mean, if I was advising anybody, I would make sure. Just so they don't slip any size window in there and say it wasn't noted, that it's noted.
And that's.
Yeah.
So, I guess, my thought personally would be to make it clear on the plans that they couldn't slip a window size. Talking about the electrical concerns, get that straightened out and then bring forth remote.
And they even noted in here that they had spoke with me and, that they advised getting with the local utility to find out how they.
In the mechanical room, you don't think it's a concern to have any type, I mean, like heating and air, I don't know if it's gonna go.
Now, I mean, honestly, it's just lights and plugs in that main level. And, it'll have its own panel. If it works out like the way that I've wired the building. And the upstairs will have a panel. That panel doesn't have to be located in that mechanical room. I would say that's gonna be heat up with the water heater and, HVAC. So,
There is a mechanical room on the strong.
yeah, it's at
Okay,
the very end of the hall.
okay. I mean,
Yeah, but you know, I mean, we're only talking 200 amp panels like in the house. We had on both levels, so lights and plugs, I don't think it's gonna do it.
the outside unit, there's a space for the outside heat and air handling. I mean, making sure, I just thinking that being on that hillside, we got room somewhere to sit it outside. So, you're suggesting that he
Get all
Get
the
it.
T, get all the I's dotted and then bring it, bring it fulfill the plans.
to approve the plans and then,
Or not approve.
is that okay with you, Jim?
Yep, I would say just have them note the window sizes on that second level. And, make sure that EPB says, he doesn't say anything like, well, there's no way we can fire this building. Or, you know,
Right,
just to kind of know where we're at, and yeah, I mean, we go.
You see about that, Jim? That's not like that's judging that.
I'll speak to everybody.
so the water and sewers out front, so that's not gonna be a problem. Right?
Probably not. Regular construction problem.
Okay, just to recap then, we're gonna, Jeff,
Fill me in, I'm
just fill
probably,
you in about the health department, repairs that wall's leaking again. And we're gonna try to get some more prices on,
That's what you call the health department. I think.
yeah.
inside,
Same place, it's,
Front section of it, about where that sump pump was on around the front.
Okay.
The more we put our hand in, the more they're gonna pay for it. Is that right, Dennis?
that's right.
So
And they work
let them do the work.
so recap, I apologize, are we looking at inside doing that?
They approached me, one of these three people that they could call. I sent them, I should send you the website. And, I called Michael Judson, and if they approach him, anything like they're paying for what. So instead of me talking to him, I sent that to him, let him talk to him, that sort of, maintenance guy that approached me. I'm not clear if they're just gonna take this matter in their own hands and get it dug out, and we can seal that entire wall. But it's not hardly as bad as it was when we dug it out, but there's still plenty of water out.
Is it just when we have these large rains?
That's what it's always been.
So
I don't know of any places that old, no matter what you do. When you get 4 or 6 inches of rain,
We stopped it on the other side with our new downspouts and all that. We eliminated any water coming in on that side.
But how much actually water is it when it actually does these 6 inches of rain?
You got a wet bag, you're gonna feel it, and it keeps on coming.
That's one thing about these dry places or whatever. I know they're a little bit more expensive, but they'll probably guarantee it. That would be one thing, but I might look into, I'll talk to him, I'll talk
It
to
is
him.
a big problem outside, but,
Yeah. And, we're gonna get some prices on replacing the front porch roof on the courthouse. And you heard the rest of,
Yes, sir.
anything else?
But did you all mention while we're on the subject of this second floor, possibly not doing anything right now, but did anybody mention would that be possible place to store the election equipment?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that in earlier meetings, if we needed to, I mean, if, I think it'd be.
If that helps get this thing pushed, if we really want to do this, I mean, and then I know the sheriff's gonna be talking about some possibles there too, but something to think about.
Because we are gonna have access from the parking lot into the top apartment there. And there will be, like I said, I glanced at these, there will be a place. Is there a place inside to go upstairs if it need be, or is it no stairs? Total different.
First floor, second floor. Yeah, but before you guys get to thinking about what else that can be used for, remember, building code is always addressing occupancy type, right? So if you're gonna store stuff in there, now we become an S one. Right, we put a type of occupancy, meaning it's for storage. Downstairs is gonna be a business occupancy where, it's the attorney's office, it can be an insurance office, or, that, right? So anytime you change the occupancy type upstairs, the fire rating between the first floor and the second floor changes based on the type of occupancy that's gonna be up there. So that changes everything about the ceiling downstairs when we change what we're gonna do upstairs.
But I figure occupancy would be a stronger code than storage. I mean,
Residential versus, not necessarily, because it depends on what you're storing.
well, not chemicals or anything.
Well, right, but I don't want to steer anybody wrong, I need to know for sure what we're putting up there before we decide anything different than the residential.
Could you check and see if that residential floor would,
It's the same. Yeah, I mean, and there's a possibility it could be outside.
if we were going to just, if it's not that big a deal, see if we could store voting machines or files.
Right.
That'd be,
So we're looking at that.
I mean, just, if you don't mind doing that, I appreciate it.
Probably need to ask Lena about carrying those vote machines up the steps too. Who's gonna carry them?
Well, it's not up step.
No, it'll be coming in from that upper level.
Off the top. Going in the back.
I don't think it's gonna go straight to that.
I thought the diagram showed them coming around the back.
And that'll make a turn.
I mean, I think there's gonna be steps from that parking lot to that second level. But I think that's one thing right now. I mean, in my opinion, that's gonna have to be gotten into to see that. It's one of those things. You hope it's gonna turn out like this, but you don't know if it is.
Set parking on it.
Isn't it? Into the parking lot. Next to the parking lot, page.
Hey, what?
You see that, Jim?
A200.
connector to parking lot. But of course, those voting machines are just suitcase. type
Just
now.
conversation, but we need to know,
Yeah. Okay.
because somebody's packing them anyway, Elena's not.
I mean, I'm not 100%, but I'm gonna say there's gonna be steps. It ain't gonna come off that. I can't imagine that. I'm not gonna say it can, but anytime you're dealing with that hill back there, everything's not gonna just work out just right. I'm still looking at that shit.
Oh,
Says,
We're just looking at a drawing.
Okay, if I had my guess, that's gonna bridge that bank,
right,
and then I can't imagine not having, I'm not gonna say flat steps,
right.
but I can't imagine having not.
You said, okay. That'd be a lot better over than coming all the way up. through here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're gonna have to do all this, but I don't think it's gonna be just walk across the parking lot.
All right, good, you got anything else? Move to adjourn this meeting. Second.
Second.